So listen, first and foremost, if nobody told you as of yet today, I love you. If nobody told you as of yet today, I am proud of you. You're going to continue to achieve anything that you set out to do. You understand? Also, you already know. I got to give you that brief disclaimer. I only want you to take what resonates and I want you to leave the rest behind, all right? I don't want you trying to force certain scenarios for you. If you don't get your confirmation through me, I guarantee you're going to get it through somebody else, so be patient with your process, all right? Also, y'all already know that voice too raspy to be whispering. So this about the time that you probably want to go ahead and hit that volume, all right? Now we gonna get started. Now before we do, chosen ones, I thank you so much for all y'all's love, all y'all's likes, all y'all shares, all y'all subscribes, all y'all's kind words, not only to myself, but each other too. I appreciate you. All right. Now let me see. Can y'all hear me? Cause I heard somebody talking about the voice. Now my voice raspy, but I ain't add no other, you understand, other things to it. So let me make sure that you heard me correct. All right, y'all heard me? I was going to say it might be on DMX extra hard today, but nah. Okay, just making sure. All right, so listen, chosen ones. I got a question to ask you, right? Now, the first thing, I want you to think about, one, what happiness looks and feels like to you. You already know the DMX. You heard me. So listen. One, I want you to think about what happiness looks or feels like to you, as well as what success represents for you. All right. Now, when I ask you this, I want you to think about what you're doing it for. So y'all know that 2 Chainz song, Ask Me Why I Do It and Who I Do It For, right? I want to ask you, why do you do the things that you do? Why are you pursuing the direction that you are, right? And when I say this, there's 2 areas. So I want you to think, right? There's some of you that make your decisions based upon the fact that you want recognition. There's some of you, so there's 2 parts. A is you're doing it for the fame or recognition, right? So that purpose or that job that you're pursuing, are you doing it based upon the profit that comes with it? Are you doing it because other people would acknowledge you in that position? Are you doing it so that you can have sense of entitlement or power over certain things? I want you to think about that, right? So the first answer would be, if you choose A, that's because you're doing it for... Okay, hold on. All right, just making sure, because I wanted to make sure that y'all, you understand, we still good, because you know TikTok be wilding. So are you doing it for letter A, right? Choice A. That's for fame, recognition, acknowledgement. If you're doing it just based upon the profit that comes with it, okay, cool. Now, or are you doing it for option B, right? That's for the stability. You doing it because you want to have a certain foundation built up? Are you doing it because this is your purpose in a position that you know that you're supposed to be playing? Are you doing it because you're passionate about it? So on and so forth, right? Now, we're not going to judge you. However, let's go to, matter of fact, we're going to go backwards. Let's go to section B first, right? If you're talking about that you're pursuing the purpose because that's what you're aligned to do. If you're pursuing a person, a position, a sense of direction, a dream, of admiration, one, if you're doing this because that's something that you naturally feel called to do, because you just want to have stability amongst you and your children and people close to you, because you want some type of foundation built up, or again, you feel passionate about your purpose. Now, I want you to realize how you overanalyze this at times, right? So if your answer was option B, you doing this for stability, you doing this so that your children have a place to stay, you to have a place to lay your head, you want a car that goes from point A to point B, so on and so forth, right? Okay, cool. I respect that. But what if I told you that you putting unnecessary pressure on you, that you already made it to the place that you're seeking to be? Because there's some of you that put too much power on that amount of money that you're going to get and not realizing that you still have the ability to obtain certain things. See, you don't need to be a millionaire or a billionaire has certain money just flowing in from everywhere. You don't have to have that in order for you to be happy there. If you say that you're doing it for a sense of stability, it don't take $1 million for you to do that then, right? See, I could look at your house size right now. A 4-bedroom would do the same for you as that mansion would, right? It don't take no 10-bedroom place in order for you to have a sense of stability, right? See, you could say that you want to pursue this position or this purpose because, again, you want to move your people out the hood, move your children, move yourself, so on and so forth out the hood. Okay, cool. But it don't take $1 million to do that. It could take, you could sit there and get 200,000 in your hand right now and still have 100,000 left. You done bought your place. You ain't try to get nothing too flashy, but again, it served its purpose. You could sit there and have a car right now that may be a putt-putt, but your asses keep pushing. It's still getting you from point A to point B. You understand me? So again, I want you to think about what you truly doing it for and be real with yourself. Because a lot of you done already touched that bread a couple times, but you ain't have no type of money management. See, you could have sat there and moved yourself out the hood a couple of times, but you chose not to because you was aiming, okay, well, you had to have a mansion. You have to have that new Jag, that new car, so on and so forth, right? So you downplaying you and you already successful based upon what you saying. You say you just want to move yourself out that messed up neighborhood. You done had a deposit a few times in your hand, but you done invested in somebody else's dream. You done sat there and had the ability to move into your own spot, but you out here pausing your progression because you putting money in other people's pockets. You out here not taking risk on you, but you catering to them, building a stability for them, building a foundation for them, and you got to sit there and walk on eggshells around them in order for you to even be welcomed in, see chosen ones. It don't take a lot for you to be successful. You talking about you're doing it to align with your purpose. Okay, well, if you're doing it to align with your purpose, that means that you have to realize that that profit is the last to come. God wants to see, are you doing this for the right reasons or are you doing this for the wrong ones? Are you out here doing this because this is something that you would naturally do regardless if people are acknowledging you, regardless if you getting paid for that? Is that something that you drawn and naturally are called to do? Because if you're doing it because this is your purpose, then that means that you would still be the same way regardless if people are acknowledging it. You wouldn't wait for the cameras to come on. See, I want you to think about how certain individuals on social media, they only do certain things for certain people that's certain for other people to see them do it. Certain people that's out here volunteering or donating to certain people, right? But they don't sit there and donate to them behind closed doors. They gonna do it on camera, right? Because I done seen this page, right, where it was a comedy page, but he spoke truth in it too. He talking about how, oh well, I see this as a perfect opportunity, meaning that those people are opportunists. They want to sit there and show you what they going to do for the next person, but they wouldn't do it if you wasn't acknowledging it. This is somebody that if somebody was begging on the corner, they wouldn't even get $2 to them. But because all the attention's on them at that point in time, what they going to do? Mess around and call themselves doing the right thing, but why are they doing it? See, chosen ones, if you say that you are pursuing this person, pursuing this position, pursuing certain dreams and admirations because that's something that you naturally want to do. You just want to change the surroundings from you that you're currently, or the surroundings that's currently around you. It don't take $1 million to do that. So don't allow profit to lead you, because if you align in your purpose, God's going to continue to give into you because you play in a position that he needs you to play. I want you to think about, as far as a boss or a CEO, somebody that you may have worked for, right? The work that you put in, they have to pay you for it, right? The work that you put in, you're going to get acknowledged for it, right? You're going to reap a benefit for it, right? So if you in your purpose, you have to realize that the profit is the last to come, because God wants to see that you're doing for the right reasons, that you're not doing it that day that you don't get paid as much as you did before. You're going to walk away Or are you going to continue to move forward? Are you going to continue to embrace these things regardless if people are embracing you? Are you going to be confident about the position that you play in regardless if individuals are willing to accept or acknowledge the truth? Are you doing this for the right reasons? Because again, some of you say you're doing it for your purpose or just to build a foundation, but you didn't have the opportunity presented in your hand, but you ain't have money management. You ain't have energy management. And when I say that, because a lot of you pause in your progression because you allowing other people to go through your blessings and leave scraps to you. You understand me? You didn't have the ability to have extra money from that purpose or passion that you're doing. But again, you don't have nothing to show for it because who you giving to? You done sat there as soon as you called yourself saving a few dollars. God done sat there and came through for you. But as soon as you save a couple dollars, somebody else comes with a problem and needs you to be their solution. Somebody else then sat there and spent all their bread, want to depend on you instead. So therefore, you got to make different moves in order to assist them when you trying to get in your certain position, but you keep pausing your progression because you giving to them. You got to learn that lesson, chosen ones. How many times did you say, oh, nah, you couldn't afford to go on a trip? You couldn't afford to buy yourself or treat yourself out to certain things? How many times have you made excuses on why you're not doing the things that you want to do when you didn't put the work on, but you give it to certain individuals who don't have blessings coming through? If they didn't get it, that's because they ain't earned it or deserve it. How they put that work in, how they align with their purpose, God would have presented certain abundance to them, but they want to go there and cut corners in order to get to certain abundance. So even pertaining to that mother that you call, again, y'all put people too much in high rankings over you based upon the position that they, or the title that they got. Oh, that's your mother. So you feel that everything come to you, got to go to them. Oh, that's your father. Everything that comes through, you got to split with them too. Oh, that's your partner, so on and so forth. Nah, they ain't putting the work in and they not going to see certain abundance come through. You out here sharing certain things with people who got bad behavior. See, I always use this example. You got to think, right? Say you had a sibling. They was out there acting an ass. They wasn't listening. Your mother or your father told them to sit there and clean up their room. Go ahead and do certain chores that they assigned them to do. So then after you do that, now you can play your game. Now you can have certain sweets, so on and so forth. But they didn't listen. They threw a tantrum. They sat there and again kept playing that game no matter what their parent had asked them or directed them to do. See, I want you to think in this scenario, that parent being God that's leading you, like, listen, if you put this work in, you disconnect from those people that's hurting you, you sit there and do the things that I asked you to do, best believe there's certain rewards that's going to be presented to you, but some people don't want to invest all that. Some people don't want to do nothing. So therefore, again, that's almost like you, who's the sibling or the babysitter pertaining to this person. You didn't allow them or direct them to follow the rules. You still rewarding bad behavior because they didn't play their game and clean up a thing. They didn't sit there and do none of their chores. They was out here playing. They was disrespectful. They was acting an ass, and you still presenting them candy in certain abundance when they ain't earned that. So now guess what? When God sees that you still rewarding that person who didn't listen, you still giving certain blessings in abundance, you still giving them certain acknowledgement that they don't deserve, then so what's God going to do? He's going to end up holding you accountable. Because how are you blessing them with certain things? Didn't you hear what God told them? That they can have it had they put that work in, that they can have abundance had they sat there and applied certain things, that they can have that profit if they sat there and aligned in their purpose, but they didn't. So therefore, you're going to have to cut that shit out. You giving love to that person and they not reciprocating that to you. You honoring this person, but they not honoring you. You building them up while they breaking you down. You taking bricks from yourself to sit there and help them build a foundation. See, chosen ones, you get karma and consequences too for helping the wrong individuals. They will have certain abundance too had they listened to God when he told them to do it. But again, they wanted to out here throw a fit. They ain't want to listen. They thought that, again, they were spoiled to a certain extent because everybody around them helps them build them up or help gets them out of some shit. See, you got intentions, good intentions, but for the wrong individuals. So you get issues too. You wondering why certain money stop coming through for you. You wonder why certain things get taken from you. You wonder why you're not able to sit there and build other people up. And half the time, God's going to break your ass down where you're not even able to build you. Why? because you wasn't listening? What if I told you that, okay, initially you started, right? You ain't have no funds coming in. So you prayed for that job, God presented it. Then you was sitting there living in somebody else's shit. You prayed for a place and you sat there and moved into it. Now, all the money that you get, money that you wasn't receiving before, right? At one point in time, you was praying to get hired. You was praying to have a sense of direction. You was praying to start your business, whatever the case may be, right? You was praying for this and God presented it to you, right? Then all of a sudden, now you complaining because the money that you initially wasn't even making, now you upset because now you just have enough money to pay your shit. Whole time you had to plant that seed in order for that fruit to come in. So you still not acknowledging the great things that you're doing because you getting paid for your purpose. You getting paid for that position, but you still complaining because it's not enough for you to have extra to spend it, right? Okay, cool. What if I told you God was only giving you enough based upon who you was giving to? What if I told you that you could have been had extra to go take that trip, but every time God presents that opportunity, you don't go through with it? You could have been had money to sit there and move into a new place. But again, every time that person needs you to pay a bill for them, you come through because you so scared of the opinions that they gonna give. You putting unnecessary pressure on you when you have enough to do the things that you trying to do, but you out here trying to break your blessings down with people who ain't putting in no work. They ain't contributing nothing to your passion, your purpose, their passion, their life. They not doing nothing but grabbing certain things as they come in, leaving you for scraps to figure it out for them. So you could have been put in that position, chosen ones. But again, some of the things require money management. You to stop giving to certain individuals that had a handout. You stop being everybody else's blessing and start blessing yourself. See, you get paid off for investing in you too, because think about what you investing into. You know you got good work ethic. You know that you are very reliable. You know that you, again, take on certain projects and you complete them. You follow through with them. You know that you a hard worker. So therefore, why are you not investing in you when you know the abilities that you have and are able to do, but you investing in somebody else who's not trying to make no moves? How that sound? That's like you investing in something that you know is not going to have a turnaround. That's no different than somebody telling you how them masculines or feminists used to do, talking about, oh yeah, when you get paid this on your taxes, give it to me and I'm going to flip it and bring it back to you. Whole time you done broke bread, gave them a few stacks and you end up being the one who's losing. They talk about it didn't work out like they thought it was. So I want you to think the same way that you would look at somebody else like, yo, you gave so-and-so to flip your taxes and you knew damn well that they not good with finances. The same way that you would sit there and clown that or point that out for other individuals, I want you to realize that you're doing the same thing energetically, mentally, financially too. You out here investing in somebody thinking that they're going to triple, double it, so on and so forth, bring that shit back to you, and they don't. They take it. So now they say that was the risk that you made with them. So I want you to pay attention in what you invest in it. Invest in yourself. You know that you have certain abilities that you're not going to run off with somebody's bread. You know that you're not going to sit there and blow it on dumb shit instead. You talking about that you just have enough to cover your finances. There was a point in time where you ain't even had finances coming in. So again, it's about your perspective, chosen ones. You understand me? Now, we're going to go back. If you chose selection A, right? Hear me out. Now, again, I asked you what you doing it for. I said you got two options. Are you doing it for A, which is the fame, the fortune, the recognition, the acknowledgement, to be popular amongst certain individuals? Or are you doing it for option B, meaning that you want to move you out of a rough-ass neighborhood? You want a foundation that you ain't had when you was a kid. You want a sense of stability. You want to be able to provide for the people that you love. You want to be in your purpose. If you said option B, it doesn't take $1 million for you to get that. Whole time you done touched 10,000 a couple times and you could have sat there and built or invested in your business. You could have been moved into a better neighborhood, but you feeling like you got to have $1 billion to do it. See, you so scared of other people's opinions as well. So you're scared to go ahead and pursue it. See, chosen ones, if you're doing it for the right reason, God's going to provide for you for being aligned in your purpose, but he wants to see, are you going to stick with it? Because how many times you done started something and it gave up on you? Other people done doubted you, so you stopped believing in you too. So therefore, again, you sat there and allowed that to go stale in a sense. You understand me? Stagnant. You was complacent. Whole time again, you feeling like you need $1 million in order for you to have changes. You done touch 20,000 in a year, 30,000 in a year, 40,000 in a year. That extra shit that you spending money on, that person, that bud, that drinking, those drugs, whatever the case may be, you could have been rewarding yourself by investing in you, investing in something that you're trying to do. You could have been sit there and in your eyes been successful because you could have moved locations, but think about who you taking with you. You still not going to have peace. See, if you seeking option B, that means you want prosperity, you want abundance, you want to align in your purpose, but most of all, you want peace. You don't want to struggle for certain things. You don't want to sit there and again, be in a place that you want to be, not with the person that you want to be with. See, the house that you moved in at one point in time, you thought that that was something positive. Even if it was a little rinky-dink, it was your shit. It was your place. There's something that you paid for, that you was proud of yourself, that you was able to implement that change. But there's certain places that you ain't even get to enjoy. Now that you looking back, certain places that, again, it could have been the perfect location, but you wasn't with the perfect match. So therefore, now every time you look back at that location that was supposed to be your vacation, you out there thinking negative based upon who you took with you. See, chosen one, peace is more worth or worthy than profit. Because again, that profit is going to come. You'll have time to really think about the moves that you want to do if you align in your purpose, doing the things that you called to do. God wants to see, are you going to sit there and walk away from your purpose just because these people ain't acknowledging it, because these people ain't providing certain profit about it, because that money didn't come in? Because if you're not doing what you are called to do, just because that money is not initially getting presented to you, that's almost like, think of a job that you sign up for, right? You sit there and know that there's a time period before you get that first check. So I want you to realize divine time ain't the same as your time. So there's certain work that you're going to have to put in. If you show God that you walked away from those negative people, that you out here investing in you, that you no longer, again, going based upon other people's likes nor their views, you doing this is because you feel called to do it. Don't you think that you're going to get reward for it? Just like that first paycheck. You got to put certain work in, and when you first start, you might be hurting. You might have just had enough money to buy that uniform and had to put that same pair of pants in rotation, wearing the same shirt, so on and so forth, right? But you know the outcome is you're going to get paid for the work that you put in, and then you'll be able to then go and pay and buy 2 more shirts and have them into rotation. Now that next check, 2 more shirts, had that into rotation. You understand me? You got to realize that you got to start somewhere. But if you're going to feel less of you based upon other people's opinions of you, then that means you're not doing it because you feel called to do it. You going doing it to appease other people. Now, if you chose option A, right? If you kept it real with yourself and was like, no, you doing it for fame and acknowledgement for everybody else. You doing it for popularity. You doing it because so on and so forth, right? Chosen ones, I want you to realize if you chose it for acknowledgement, recognition, popularity, you want the fame that come in fortune, so on and so forth. I want you to realize that you have to look at yourself. You got abandonment issues, baby. Because your mother or your father either didn't acknowledge you, sat there and belittled you, told you that you had to put in certain hard work, and they never acknowledged the work that you're doing. They sat there and may have praised other siblings or other partners over you. You got abandonment issues if you're doing it for the recognition of other individuals. If you want somebody else to tell you that you're good in order for you to feel good, then that means you living for other individuals except for you. So chosen ones, what you doing? Because if you're doing it for popularity, that means that, one, you either had people who abandoned you and didn't acknowledge you, or you had parents that was there but put unnecessary pressure on you, told you that you had to put in all this work, not acknowledge your feelings, not acknowledge your healing, not acknowledge your peace. They just doing it for profit. So these are parents that been together for 20 years. You bragging about it, but out of 20 years, only 5 of them had happiness. Certain people that marry certain partners based upon the kids that they had with them. Certain partners that chose their partner based upon what they could provide for them. You understand me? Not even realizing that you pause your progression going through somebody else in order to receive your blessings. You talking about so-and-so helped you come up, but you could have came up yourself. But you depending on this person, sitting there praising them or helping you out. Whole time you don't even realize, because you view them as the money maker, because you view them as successful, you speaking that life into them. So now they have blessings coming through them, and now they have the ability to bless you. See, you still the reason behind that. Because the pedestal that you put them on, so what you speak is what they seek, and that's often what they see. So if you speak in life and love it to them, you can speak that love and light into you too. So you ain't got to go through them, that middleman, in order to get the things that God has for you. See, you better cut that out. You understand me? Now, chosen ones, we gonna talk, right? Now, if you doing it for fame and fortune, I want you to realize that you're never gonna be happy. If you doing it for fame and popularity, you never gonna be happy. Because you got to realize that all of this is orchestrated. Now, hear me out, stay with me, right? So what if I told you all the celebrities that you see, actors, singers, rappers, I want you to think of something, right, like a show. See, I know about me, right? When I was younger, my people used to watch Young and the Restless. I think that's the one that Victor was on. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, right? So think about certain movies or stories or so on and so forth that you used to watch, right? They always talk about a character and they talk about the background of that person, right? That plot, right? So, okay, this person was in this script, right? In this script, they have it. Okay, well, this person came from a rough background. This person had family that used them. They abused drugs. They had this. They have a certain background to them, right? I want you to think about, what if you realize that all of the actors that you see, the celebrities, even certain things that pop up that's talking about, oh, well, they did this, they do that. What if you realize that it was all part of a script? That's really just for entertainment purposes, right? So what if you seen a rapper that's talking about they done went from the hood, sold drugs, had all of these things happen to them? What if I told you that they created characters that you would be able to relate with? That the story that you hearing from them is your story. See, how many people done heard about that Drake shit? How Drake sat there, people come forward and say he stole their songs, stole their lines, even Diddy's ass been did it. You understand me? How many times have you heard about a celebrity that sat there and looked over or looked into somebody who's not as famous as them, certain people that people don't know them, and they sat there and stole their stories and start singing about it, stole their songs and start rapping about it, stole all of their qualities about them and started how many? Come on now, even Rick Ross, there was a real Rick Ross behind that stage name. So what if I told you that you looking as these celebrities, putting them on a pedestal, whole time they only have their storyline based upon the fact that they taken from something that you went through. So you looking at them as a solution, and they not even doing what they saying that they doing. They are just somebody who was paid to present that act. What if I told you that these rappers and singers on stage, why you think that they get them to sign certain contracts? Why they always talking about they don't get paid for their residuals, that they don't get paid for certain movies and positions that they was making? How do you think that the celebrities is always having to do certain shit in order to have some type of money come in that they really don't got it? They done signed 360 deals. They just actors playing that shit. Whereas you really out there living it, but you putting them on a pedestal when they not even in that shit. See, chosen ones, it's a fake. You thinking about, oh, well, they done started at the bottom and now they done built themselves to the top. They still not where you at. That shit is applied. That shit is a facade. That shit is fake. This is for entertainment purposes, and you really thinking the real thing. You talking about you can't wait to get to Hollywood, and there's just some pedos, some disrespect, people who done sold their soul, signed the contract, so they got to play this position and don't get no money back. They got to represent this storyline that these people was giving them. What if I told you that you the person that's really living it, that you, again, their outcome, you looking for them for the solutions, and they looking at you. They getting their storyline from you, chosen ones. I heard about so-and-so from around the way. They went through a few things, so and so. You talking about, yo, this sound like my story. It is your story. But you feel so less of you that you don't believe that certain people that you looking up to is really looking up to you. That you are their storyline. So how you carry you is what you gonna end up viewing. See, I want you to realize, pay attention, chosen ones. Now, how this sound, right? Think about actors, right? Think about rappers, right? Now, don't leave me. Hear me out. I want you to think about something, right? You know how on Fresh Prince, you remember how the Aunt Viv changed, right? Aunt Viv went from this person to all of a sudden they looked a different way, right? Now, I want you to realize that these rappers, these actors, that's the same thing, right? So I want you to think about certain shows that you watch, how this character dies or this character had this situation that was supposed to change their plot or their life around, change the script. Now it's a whole different dynamic to the storyline, right? What if I told you that these actors, right, they done sold their soul. So now they really living that life. It's an illusion, but they signed up for it, right? So those people that die off, how the character gets killed off and you don't see them no more, that's the sacrifices that they making to their people. So when they sign that dotted line, that means that they have to continue to live that lie. That means, again, no matter what they pencil in, they have to adhere to it. So there's certain people and family members that get written off because it's part of the storyline. Oh, if this person dies, we can run with that. Oh, if this person dies, or I don't see them getting popularity pertaining to our acting, so therefore we gotta write them out. They done wrote people's mothers out, brothers out, sisters, lovers out, so on and so forth, right? Then all of a sudden, I want you to think of, again, Fresh Prince or other movies that you done seen, where this character then got killed off, or that person didn't stick with certain rules and regulations, so they gotta end this person and then bring in somebody else who's supposed to pick them off. That's that clone shit. They been showing it to y'all. See, I want you to think of how the Aunt Viv back in the day, it went from one Aunt Viv to the other, right? And you was able to pick up on those changes. What if I told you, even pertaining to the Kevin Hart shit, so we gonna talk about it, he a clone too. See, I want you to think about what they tell you, right? Because they are forced to tell you the truth, but if they make it seem like it's a joke or it's a lie, that means, again, they can continue to move on with that lie, but they don't get karma and consequences that come in because they told you the truth to a certain extent. You just ain't believe that shit. See, Kevin Hart, remember when he got in that accident, right? All of a sudden, what happened? The crash was enough to take somebody's life, right? They already had reports that somebody died that night, right? But all of a sudden, out of that crash, nobody came forward and sued his ass. Nobody was held accountable for it. They sat there, and again, he disappeared, but all of a sudden he came back. And when he came back, he did an interview. Now hear me out. He's talking about he's resurrected, that the old him died in that accident, so on and so forth, right? They didn't already told you that they had to bring another character in that looks like him. That's why these clones have similarities. But if you really paid attention, you see that certain shit ain't matching. Or what if I told you that if this actor, again, have a look-alike, that's why I tell y'all stop doing that AI. Because what if I told you putting your face in and they try to see certain similarities that you had to somebody else who's playing a character, and now they gonna come to you, ask you to take on that position that the other person couldn't do. So writing in that new Aunt Viv that looks like the original, see, chosen ones. You gotta remember that. See, Jamie Foxx, we gonna talk about it. His ass is a clone too. See, where these people mess up is they believe in God, but they still out here parlaying with the devil. They sit there and scared to speak up because they feel like they're gonna lose their life. Whole time you already signed on the dotted line, so they gonna take somebody else that you close to. See, Jamie Foxx originally was speaking the truth, but then he got scared because they told him that they was gonna sacrifice his daughter. So what did he do? He finally volunteered himself to disappear, volunteered himself to die off in a sense, and they had to bring that other clone in. See, if you paid attention to the original version, you would be able to pick up these differences. See, what if I told you that this character, new character that comes in, which is supposed to play the same role and action as him, what if he had a fucked up walk, right? Had a messed up leg, something that happened way before this position got presented to him, right? But because he looks so much like this character that they need him to play, they sit there and stage an event to mess up, to make it seem like the other person and messed up their leg. So when they bring this new clone in, you got an excuse on why they moving the way that they moving. You like, oh yeah, so-and-so's walking different because that accident they was in. Oh yeah, so-and-so's height's a little different because this happened to them. So are you not seeing this shit? But you out here trying to make your life, you want the fame, the recognition, the popularity. You could still get paid. You not realize you getting paid more than them. They are here paid to be actors, keep you entertained in a sense, keep you viewing that. Because with the views, that means I want you to realize channels, channeling. So what you look at and what you paying attention to, whole time you viewing it for entertainment, but they pulling certain energy from you. They pulling certain soul credits from you. They get paid for the views because they stealing your energy from you. So be cautious of what you paying attention to, chosen ones. What if you realize that every time you watch something, you so tuned in that they have you cast in this illusion. Think about hypnosis in a sense. You so drawn about what you watching, don't even realize that certain things is getting taken from you. So they get paid off the views because they get certain energy from you. They taxing your soul in a sense. So every time you watch them, they taking a part of you in order to give to them. They get paid off that shit, right? Because what if I told you, chosen ones, how they say that Earth is the devil's playground, entertainment, certain things that you see for a certain period of time, God was like, okay, the devil has control over these things. We gonna see who's gonna listen to the divine, go based upon their intuition inside, their discernment. It tells them not to watch that because it got a badass vibe. God's like, listen, my true chosen ones is gonna see that you are trying to entertain them, but gonna see through that shit that you showing them because they gonna know that you trying to get a hold of them, that you trying to take from their soul. You trying to tax them, go in their pockets while they watching. See, I want you to think of a radio station, right? You know how there's certain main radio stations, but then there's some that's not well known. And sometimes you click through it, somebody talking. Other ones, all of a sudden, you hear that music come in and they channel might actually be bumping, right? You like, damn, I didn't even know about this. It's ducked off, right? So in entertainment, I want you to realize initially, the devil had ownership over that playground, that entertainment, right? So God's like, okay, go ahead, do you, because I know if they actually tune into my channel, that they'll be able to see through that truth, right? So all of a sudden, chosen ones, why you think that the devil got all these shows where, again, they get paid off for taking your soul. By having you tune into them, they get paid off your views. They pull your energy while you viewing them. But if you was to click through that other channel and you would hear that good message like, yo, they really talking that for real. Dang, they got a good playlist. Dang, they music, I ain't even know this. This must have been a kept secret, right? I want you to realize, chosen ones, you got to pay attention to the channel that you on. Because think of a walkie-talkie, right? I want you to think of a walkie-talkie. If you on that channel, everybody that's on that channel can speak. You can hear them, all of that, right? So what channel are you on? Are you on the same channel as satanic shit, devil, demonic things, negative, pessimistic thinking, or you understand, or are you paying attention to the abundant line, the positivity line? What channel are you on? Because you know for walkie-talkie, anybody that's on channel 4, they going to hear this. Everybody that's on channel 7, they going to say this. They'll have access to the mic in a sense, and everybody who's on that channel going to hear it or feel it, right? Now, what can you do? Now, pay attention to the channel that you on, right? So if you on that demonic channel, them demons can say anything at any time. You know people who be playing on the line, steady talking. It's like, yo, I can't even get a word out. Every time you click it, you hear that little beat because they still talking. They still doing this. Anything that you hear them, because the channel that you on is what you picking up on, right? So, chosen ones, what's something that you can do? Either you can turn the channel or the walkie-talkie all the way off, and that's you, again, sitting there, turning yourself off, you numb to certain shit. You're not paying attention to certain shit. You can't even hear when certain messages coming in because you done disconnected from your intuition, which is that personal GPS, which is that personal pager that God has, right? So either you can turn a blind eye to it. That's like you turning your walkie-talkie off so you can't hear nothing. Or you can turn it down because you keep hearing that person call out, interrupt your piece. You speaking to somebody else and they keep interrupting you. So it's almost like a fly in your ear. You understand? You hear that noise and you want to get that shit away from you. So you turn that radio down, but you can hear still that person in the background, but it's not as strong, right? That's equivalent to you distancing yourself from certain people, but you still connected to them. Like, oh, well, I can't be around so-and-so every day, but they still can call you. You still chilling with this person. You still had them laid up next to you. You still feeding them. You still entertaining them. But because you're not as close to them as you was, because you turned that walkie-talkie down, you can still hear them in the background saying certain shit, but you may not be close enough in order to hear exactly what they saying, right? Or, so you had an option to turn the walkie-talkie off, which means you just disconnecting from the world. You just saying, fuck it. You understand? You turn it away from everything. Or you can turn the walkie-talkie down, which you can still hear them in the background. You can't make out what they saying, but they still annoying you because you still hear something in the background being said to you, right? Or you can turn the channel with individuals who, again, are not going to be playing on that frequency, are not going to be saying certain dumb things, are not going to continue to annoy you, trigger you. They're only going to speak to you based upon your level, right? So you can either have your walkie-talkie turned off. That means you turned off to the word. You just like, fuck it. You can have it turned down. That's you connected to these people still. But you, again, not close enough to hear what they say, but you still know that they saying something. You still in cahoots with them in one way, shape, or form. Or you could turn to a different line with individuals who's on there, who's going to carry themselves like you. The things that they saying is to inform you. They communicating correctly with you. They're not going to be out here just doing certain, thank you, beautiful, thank you, love, doing certain things to you. What you gonna do? Because what you pay attention to is what gets reflected back to you. So what type of frequency are you on? Are you out here watching Bad Girls Club, people fighting all the time? You listening to NBA Youngboy talking about he gonna shoot this motherfucker up? What are you paying attention to? Because that's the frequency that's going to come over you. You understand me? Are you paying attention to prosperity, the positive things, the love that you get? Are you paying attention to that one troll in your comments and saying some negative shit? You done looked over all this love to get to that hate. In order to get what you're supposed to get, you're going to have to be playing your position. You're going to have to think, if you are on the love line, everybody that's on that line is going to show love to you. If you on the abundant line, everybody on that line is going to be abundant too. But you have to be in order to receive it, because that's the frequency that you connecting to. Don't be out here trying to live like these celebrities and they not even living in their truth. They living based upon the script that you provide to them. You understand me? So you looking at them for answers. How did they make it out? How did they make it out? They was out here acting like somebody else. They living your life. They living a lie. They not them the whole time. Think about it again. You don't realize these motherfuckers is clones, chosen ones. They not real. So I don't know about you, but again, I can say this, right? So my presence on again, I got to give you an example. My presence on TikTok, right? I ain't the individual, the influencer that got 1 million followers yet. I ain't the one that's getting 1 million views per video yet. But these individuals who are getting views based upon manipulating you, or again, following a certain trend. I'm being authentically me, which means God's going to align me with my authentic crew too, which means, again, in real life, my business is booming. It's not booming based upon these views, not booming based upon certain gifts that people give, because TikTok taxes that too. See, chosen ones, would you rather, again, be popular, or would you rather your pockets really be popping? Because again, these $1 million views or these million views don't come with $1 million in their pocket. They out here trying to get certain agreements, trying to get certain collabs too. They trying to get paid. Why do you think that they have to put in so much work or lose themselves in order to get certain things from other individuals? See, nah. We live in our authentic life. We know that we popping in real time. You don't need that You don't need that popularity in order to be popping. I could tell you again, in my absence on TikTok, I'm getting it in real life. You understand me? I'm out here healing people, out here helping people, doing the position and the purpose that God told me to do. I know that I got rewards that's coming based upon the work that I come in, not based upon certain views. That if this person don't like this video, I ain't going to downplay me. I'm going to still think positive like I would if that was 1 million people that was viewing me. You understand me? I'm still going to give it my all like there's 1 million people watching me, as I would if there's 2 people in the room. I'm still going to be authentically myself because I'm doing what God called me to do. You don't need other people to acknowledge you. You don't need other people to, again, boost you up, because guess what comes with that? The devil, again, this is entertainment purposes that the devil's doing. So if the devil comes across that one channel that's popping, and that one channel is you, that you may not have 1 million of the demonic viewers watching you, but you got a couple of hundred of individuals who's living in their truth. Certain individuals who's really a part of your soul tribe crew. People who are really chosen, that when they speak certain things, love, light, and abundance comes into you. See, chosen ones. The devil will try to come and get those people to join them. Like, hey, yo, listen, I got this people over here that talk about they got $1 million worth of game, but ain't got 1 million views. They done sat there and again have all this popularity, but certain support really ain't coming through. That shit's bought. They got to spend money to get it. Whereas they look at you, channel that's not even well acknowledged, but you got a couple of hundred people that every time you go live or every time you tune in, they tuning in too. They supporting you. These are people that really got your back. These are people that speak love and light into you. You understand me? So you really living that life. The devil will try to present himself to you to try to persuade you to go over to Death Row Records. Talking about, listen, oh, well, I can give you this marketing team. I can give you this recognition. I can give you this. I can give you that. But you giving it to yourself, because how the hell they came across you if you wasn't popping like that? You understand me? The same way that they came across you when they getting 1,000,001 views, you getting recognition from these people too. So therefore, again, God wants to see what you going to do. Are you going to turn away from the people who truly support you for the people who's trying to get something out of you? You understand me? That's why I always said, no, I always tell you this. The same people that's been in competition with me, I done turned certain things down that they would have sold their soul to get. I done had people with big bucks. The celebrities that y'all praising, I done had them come to me. Some of them try to pursue me as a partnership, and I seen through certain things. I done had rappers, I done had actors, I done had NBA players too, try to pursue me or persuade me to join them. And I'm like, nah, you not even of the Divine Crew. Some of the phase that people would have sold their soul to get recognition from, I turned that shit down because it didn't align with my purpose or my passion. So the same people who got 1 million views feeling like they doing something slick, I turned that shit down because I ain't like all that fine print that came with it. That negative shit, you selling your soul out for some things that I already know I'm going to get. You understand me? I ain't selling my soul out for this dumb shit when I know that I'm abundant and God's going to continue to replenish over and over again. I ain't got to go through no middleman. I go directly to the source, which is him, that I know that I don't need you for acknowledgement, marketing, none of that. God is my marketer. He gonna make sure I align with anybody that I'm supposed to align with. So regardless if they ready to receive that message, if they watch me, oh, they gonna get it. See, I know that I don't need to pay this person for promotion. God's promoting me in the position that I'm supposed to be in. I can either buy that shit or play my position, and I'm naturally gonna get that recognition. See, what are you doing it for? I'd rather be not how they say, underground artist. I'd rather be somebody who is not well known, but I'm making differences and changing the dynamic of other individuals I'm connected to. I'd rather get acknowledged by my true soul tribe crew, the people that speak life into me as I speak life into them too, that my energy's getting reciprocated. We got that shit going back and forth. I send love and protection to you, and you do the same pertaining to me. You sit there and call judgment on anybody talking reckless about me, and I'm gonna do the same thing. See, you gotta align with your true soul tribe. You trying to get connected and accepted by the devil, and that's gonna lead to your demise. What frequency are you on? See, you better watch who you connected it to, because, see, I'm gonna tell y'all, people could be nervous to approach me because I see through you on a soul level. But if I rock with you, I already seen your truth, so therefore there's nothing to worry about. There's some people that my confidence makes them insecure within because they feel like they won't be able to live up to my expectations, but you being you is what's going to get you accepted. You understand me? But again, if you don't even have control over you, you damn sure can't be connected to me. If you don't even know you, you damn sure can't get to know me. If you're not going to stand in your truth and you're going to allow these views and people's opinions to manipulate you, to make you feel less of you, I'm not rocking with you. Because what you going to do when those people start talking foul about me? You're not going to be able to stand up to them. You're going to allow certain things to go on. See, chosen ones. Who you connected to? Huh? Who is a representation of you? What frequency you on? What line are you on? See, you better be cautious of what you connected to. Stop taking this celebrity shit so real. It's a facade. These are clones. There's certain celebrities that they at home watching themselves on TV, a place that they ain't even go to. But because they sign on that dotted line, that means that they can make clones of those individuals and that they have the control over their identity incomplete. That means, again, if they chose to have this celebrity go to this event and the real person chose not to go to, that person is still going to be there, but the new real them is on their sofa watching them do it. Stop taking this shit seriously. That's why I'm trying to tell you. You are the person. You wondering, going to this person, talk about you going to pay Jay-Z to see how they got it out. He was out here being somebody else. Think about his early on fucking career, how he was quoting Biggie songs, how he was out here being somebody else. You understand me? All these people that you are looking up to, talking about they made it, they was faking, and they still are. That's why they keep changing certain shit up. You are the blueprint, chosen ones. So how does your story end? It goes based upon you and what's in your head. You are the person that, again, is writing their scripts in a sense. They watching you and you don't even know it. Do you know how technology works? You think that nobody is paying attention to you? I speak for myself. I can tell y'all right now, there's certain people that I promise you that other people will sell their souls to be connected to. And these are the same people that they blue check was in my inbox and they wanted to extend the offer to me. I declined it. Then all of a sudden they start saying my shit. Everything that comes to me, they redo it. And y'all talking about they got $1 million worth of game. Come on now. Shit is not always appears what it is. That's why I'm telling you, when you really see that satanic shit, when you really like, nah, I can tell the difference, you're not going to sell my soul's worth more than that shit. 10 stacks, 10 million. I can have that shit if I really put my mind to it. See, the difference is I ain't gonna have somebody taxing that. Ain't no interest that comes with that. Guys like, listen, I'm gonna put this in your hand long as you're doing the purpose and the position that I placed you in. See? Y'all think I'm lying. And I seen somebody say their name in here too. I guarantee you, I done had conversations with these people like, hey, yo, no thank you. I try to speak love and light into them, and then I picked up on their energy, and I'm like, oh, nah. Then they start taking my shit. But the difference is I already told them. I called judgment on them, so we going to see what you going to get. And I promise you, right after that, that person start going through certain things, right? Then they sold their soul again. Now they seem like they made it, that they leading the hood out of certain negative shit. Whole time, they the person that was reeling them in. Y'all putting these people on pedestals and they lower level than you. You the person that they go to in order to speak certain things to other individuals. They speaking your truth, see? I told y'all, I don't play like that. You heard me. So, for some reason, masculines, see, because I ain't gonna lie. I had to learn how they say, I'm a lady. I had to learn to be in my divine feminine energy because I've been on go time the whole time since I was little. I always had to protect myself. I always had to protect other individuals I'm around. I've always had to talk my shit. I've always had to stand silent in certain things, so I'm used to being dolo and solo for certain things. So I've been in my divine masculine energy for so long that divine masculine energies try to be me. You heard me? There's so many, and let me say this. I've been in my divine masculine the whole time that these masculines, because ain't nothing divine about them, been trying to be me. I told y'all, when I get on live, after I get on live, they study my video, then they get on live saying the same thing. And you thinking because it's in real time that they speaking their truth, so time they didn't study somebody else's script. And guess what I do? I call judgment. And God says in good in due time, God's going to handle that shit. You might get the views, but in real life, I'm booming. You heard me? In real life, I'm healing people. I'm helping people. You get the views, but I'm really doing this shit in real life. I'm the one that's giving you certain scripts to even live by. See, chosen ones, you better know that you getting watched. That you feel like people aren't noticing you. Oh, they noticing you. But if they was to acknowledge you, then you would know what they stole from you. If they was to now acknowledge you, people would go back in those videos too and realize that they heard that shit before they said it, because that shit then came from you, see? You better know that. You have certain impersonators, certain copycats that they may be able to recite that script to a T because they actors. So they may be able to try to deliver the same thing because they actors. They might be saying and reciting the same thing. You may say a dream of admiration that you got and they may try to do it before you. See, the difference is that shit's really within you. That you live in your truth while they out here trying to be you. They gonna mess around and blow a fuse trying to do it like you because they not equipped to carry the same energy as you. Because if they was, God would have had it come through them and not you. So chosen ones, are you willing to stand in your truth longer than they willing to stand in their lies? They might got the views, but you bumping in real life. You making moves. You not out here faking that shit while they faking to be you. Are you going to get in your feelings? See, they say that the closest thing to flattery is imitation. Shit, not to me. You better be you. And stop trying to do it like me. You better be you. Because how you going to tell other individuals to be themselves and you try and be somebody else? See, that shit don't add up. What you doing it for then? The views? Acknowledgement? So people can really act like you got it like that and you ain't got a hint of God within your ass? See, come on now. Once you a seer, you see it all. You see through the shit that they showing. You see what type of time that they on. Are you going to have it stop you from being you because this person's imitating you and maybe getting more views? Or are you going to stand silent because in due time, you know God's going to lift that veil and really expose that individual? See? Which one? Because I'm telling you, I'd rather be popping in real life than to be popular. Because think of all that shit that comes with it. See, no disrespect. I could tell you, I told y'all, I'm the most extrovert, introvert that you gonna see. I'm social. I could speak to you, speak life into you, hold conversations with you. But after that, I'm back into my bubble. You understand me? I don't gotta be seen around a bunch of people. I don't want to be front and center. But if God tells me to speak up, I'm going to do it. See, this was new to me. Getting on live. I never went live until I started my TikTok because God was like, hey, yo, get on here and say this. I'm like, huh? You know I don't like to be seen. He like, what I tell you? I say, all right, say no more. You understand me? So, chosen ones, we ducked off. We not doing it for popularity. We not being cool. I like to be able to speak my truth, go back in my bubble. I like to be able to help you, watch you, do you, see you blossoming, see you booming, being prosperous, out here helping other individuals. I then go back to my location. You heard me. I don't need to go out and have fun. I'm the type that I'll stay in the crib on vacation just to have my peace. I don't need to go out and be drinking and smoking with people who's not for me. Should I get my own shit, be in my own crib, go based upon the vibe that I'm setting, see chosen ones. You better know that. Shit, I done put on concerts in my living room a few times, in the bathroom too. You understand me? I don't need individuals to hype me up. I do karaoke on a daily. You heard me? So, chosen ones, what you doing it for? Because it makes you happy or because you want other people to acknowledge you? Which one? You don't need that popularity to be popping. You don't need $1 million to be successful. You can get 200,000 tomorrow, buy your house for 50, buy a house for 100 and still have money in your pocket. Now you can sit there and have certain furniture. Enjoy this process. Because you're not going to be hurt. This is something that you're going to think about what you went through and how you look back at it now and you proud of you. When you first moved in that place, you was on an air mattress. You had a pallet on the floor. You had 1 or 2 pans. You heard me? Because I don't know about you. I got mad pans and I still stick to about 2. You heard me? But listen. The same thing that you used to be ashamed of is the same thing that you bragging about. Think about you growing up in the hood. Think about you growing up with certain things wasn't good. So on and so forth, right? Now you out here bragging about where you came from and where you at now, right? So what you talking about? The same thing that you going through right now is the same thing that you gonna be bragging about. How you, oh yeah, at the first when you didn't have no furniture in your shit, you ain't even want people to come over to it because you thought that they was gonna make fun of it. See, the wrong ones would have, but the right ones would have been there smiling ear to ear on that pallet just because they knew what you did in order to get there. You understand me? They gonna celebrate you. They gonna be sleeping on that air mattress happy as they would on that king mattress next to you. They gonna be smiling in that passenger in that putt-putt like they would if that new car came through. So it's all about the people that you have around you, not what you necessarily doing. You understand me? See, again, I told y'all, people will look at me and feel like I'm bougie, but that's not no shit that I came from. See, I'm bougie, but my energy. Not everybody's going to be able to connect to me. Not a lot of people going to be able to say they slept with me. Not a lot of people going to say that they got a conversation out of me. You understand me? I'm bougie with my energy, but as far as me, I can be happy in this area as this area. As long as I ain't got to continue to look over my back. See, when I go on vacations, the hotel, I'm not getting it. It don't gotta be $1 million worth of hotel, but I ain't gonna be in the trap with that shit. I'm trying to be on vacation, not looking over my back with it. You heard me? You understand? So again, be bougie with your energy, but also be around people that could be it anywhere and still be happy. That means that happiness is within them, not their circumstances. You heard me? Yeah, because I ain't trying to be... No, now I'm wondering if that's fireworks or that's my, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's gunshots. I'm not trying to do all that. But we ain't gotta have the nicest hotel, but I ain't trying to be where no rats and triggermans at. Like, fuck no, I'm trying to sleep good. I'm trying to be safe. You heard me? So chosen ones, make sure that happiness was within you. Love is within you. So anywhere you go to, you going to feel that love too because it's a magnitude. That's the frequency that you want. You talking about you want love. Are you being loved? You say you want stability. You don't want somebody who changes up, but you keep changing your mind. 1 minute you want love. The next minute you ain't got time. Which one? Because you may not have had time for love before because the person that you was connected to. They ain't understand that you on a mission and they ain't have a mission that they was on too. You understand me? So you are what you attract, where your mind at. You talking about you want abundance, all of a sudden your business starts booming and you start losing your mind. I don't know if what? You ready? You heard me? You ready? This is what you've been training for. Stop doubting you. You done did this shit before. You gonna do this shit again. See, other people sat there and took shortcuts while you had longevity. You went through the story. You went from the very beginning. You know how this is gonna go. You gonna be abundant. Love is around you. And I keep saying this because I gotta speak my truth too. See, I'm somebody, I ain't been in a lot of relationships. I'm damn near in my mid-30s, right? And I only been in 3 of them. That 4th one, I ain't claiming it. You heard me? I only talked to them for a few months, so they don't count. That was a friendship. You heard me? But chosen ones, I had to speak for myself too, because when somebody starts liking me, that pressure gets on me. Like, I don't know if this is something I want to do because I like my schedule. I'm a mother. I don't feel like I had to give up my career, my purpose, and my passion to pencil this person in. I don't want to feel forced to deal with their issues or certain things that they going through. I don't want to be forced to sit there and have to walk away from myself in order to walk closer to another individual. So, chosen ones, I done been there too with somebody. Now we flirting. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I feel the pressure. See, when I was flirting with you and you was just taking those compliments, I was cool. But as soon as you start flirting back too, talking about what we trying to do, I'm like, damn, I don't know. You heard me? So you got to be ready for it. You got to know that the right person, you might not have a lot of time, but you're going to create time for that person that you want to be with. You can't allow yourself to be nervous based upon the past people didn't have that ability to play those positions. You understand me? This person, you're not going to feel like you have to choose between your kids, your career, and love. Because one, they're going to embrace that family dynamic. They're going to sit there and boost you up and give you ambition to chase your purposes because they chasing certain things too. You understand me? So again, you just got to be patient and align with the like-minded individuals. See, chosen ones, it's not that you picky, but you being real with yourself. If this person is playing hard to get, this person don't express their feelings, they living for somebody else, and you know that's going to be a problem, don't entertain them then. But you can't allow what you went through to keep you from going to what you're going to with the individual that God got for you. You got to be ready. Like, you know what, God? I'm just for it. You understand? Like, God, I'm with it. If this is my person, show me. As soon as they show me, cool. I'm all hands-on with it. You understand me? I might not know in between how we going to get from here to there, but if God told me I'm going to marry you, shit, then I'm going to marry you. I know that that's the end result. How we get there, we going to go. But again, the preparation is in the experience. How do you know unless you doing it? You understand me? We got this, chosen ones. This love that you wanted is right in front of your face. It's getting presented. You don't be scared now. I ain't trying to hear that scary shit. You wanted love. Now it's about to knock on your door. Are you ready for it? If not, you're going to get ready if that's somewhere that you want to go to. Because, again, even a person that's not ready is going to get ready if that's somewhere that they want to go to. When that person comes to your house, not necessarily really your house, but let me just say this, right? Think about you in your crib. Somebody pull up. They talking about they going to an event. You ask them what's there. They talk about, oh, your favorite entertainment, your favorite music, your favorite vibe, all these things that you wanted. Certain things that you've been waiting to come across, right? Okay, cool. You ask them, hey, is there a dress code? Is there something, like, what's to be expected? They like, listen, okay, you got to dress like this. You can't take that with you, so on and so forth, right? If you really want to go, if that's a place you really want to go to, if it has everything that you've been praying to come across, right, and it gets presented to you, even somebody who's not ready is going to get ready if that's a place that they want to go to. So when they came to your house, you wasn't dressed yet. But they presented the opportunity. You realized it was something that you wanted to do. So therefore now you looking around your room, throwing certain things in your bag, knowing that, again, you got certain things and you'll figure it out when you get there, right? So even pertaining to a relationship, you may not feel like you're ready for it based upon the past person that you had experienced. But if you want that love, if you want that affection, if you want that protection, if you want that understanding and that person comes with it, then you're going to get ready for love. You're going to embrace love regardless if you feel like you're ready or not. Because you know that this is a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You may not get this shot again. You understand me? So think about if Michael or Kobe would have hesitated when they did that final shot, when that final clock was counting down. If they would have hesitated, they wouldn't have made that shot. They would have questioned themselves. See, even if you're not ready, you're going to get ready if that's something that you want to do. Think about a position, right? They talking about, okay, you're hired, but you need these steel-toe boots. Even if you're not ready, you're going to do everything to get ready to make sure you got those shoes for your first day. You understand me? So chosen ones, don't allow that shit to fly past you. If it gets presented to you and that's something that you've been praying for, that means God's telling you that the wait is no more. It's here now. Embrace that. That love, you're going to be perfect. I promise you. Don't be scared. That love is going to go so great. They're going to love on you, acknowledge you. You might have to really battle the old you because you may really feel like this individual is the same past person. No. If God's giving you all these green flags and green means go. You understand me? Use your intuition, your discernment. But take those risks like you took that risk on that social shit. Know that you put that work in and everything that you received, you earned it. You understand me? But listen, I got to get up off here. Because I do got a few readings to do. Remember, I never reach out to you for a reading. You got to be ready to receive it, all right? Also, You already know I'm going to upload this live later on my YouTube. All I ask you to do is like it or share it. So in case that's somebody else's confirmation, we can get our tribe booming, right? I love y'all so much. I'm proud of you. I'm excited for you. Don't be scared now, because everything that you've been praying for is getting presented to you. If you're not ready, you're going to get ready. I guarantee it, all right? I love you. Remember, if you're ready for a reading, the link's in my bio. I got coaching sessions, which we talk on the phone. You understand me? You can ask me as many questions as you have. I'll provide insight and elaboration pertaining to it. But if you're not ready for the truth, do not come to me, because I ain't sugarcoating shit for you. I'm going to tell you what God tells me to tell you. I don't use no cards, no crystal ball. I'm talking to you just like I'm talking to you now, right? So I'm going to tell you about your past, your present, your future, what they doing, what that person is doing to you, what you doing to you, what cycles connected to you. Whatever God has me to relate to you, best believe I'm going to tell you, all right? As far as my personal prophetic readings, I record those for you, all right? So you can save them, replay them, use them as confirmation for the past, the present, and the future too. I love y'all. I'm proud of you. I'm celebrating with you, all right? Y'all continue to be great, but remember, if you need me, baby, you know how to reach me, all right? Y'all be great.